Welcome to the Cameron Squared podcast. And then I get to go episode 11.
Episode 11? Oh, yes.
I
You got numbers.
I know the episode this week.
Oh, very nice. Yes, welcome to the Cameron Squared podcast, the most iconic duo in gaming since Mario and Luigi. Today, what's the topic, Cameron? What are we going for? We're going for tutorials?
Good video game tutorials.
Good video game
Wait,
tutorials.
hold on. Tutorials.
Tutorials in general?
Yeah,
because it
'cause
doesn't
I-
necessarily need to be good.
I got lists of tutorials and then I started picking
Here's
up
good, here's bad.
his bad.
Yeah.
Or here is just
Meh.
a
Here's
tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a standard
the
for
books.
tutorials. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of by the books tutorials.
yeah, and that's fine. Like, some games need it.
I lost my pen. I got it.
I.e. looking at your Witcher 3, I would say, is a pretty standard tutorial.
Hogwarts Legacy is what I had.
Hogwarts Legacy, oh yeah.
It's
I was
very...
not the keen.
Oh, you did play it?
I played the tutorial.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very much just standard.
Standard
like,
by the
you-
books, yeah.
just in the story, you crash, and then you're with the old dude, and you just kind of make
Yeah,
your way. And he's
spoilers.
like, here.
Some of our guests might not
But
play.
you might not have played the seminal game of the year, Harry Potter. I should have got tissue. Coming down with a cold.
I don't know.
So I went to that family thing and
Yes.
cold.
Cold's everywhere.
But yeah, it's very standard. They go through and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, this is how you hit. Remember,
Yeah.
remember what I taught you? Focus on this bit.
Focus on
It's
this-
very.
yeah.
It's better than.
Some of the awful ones.
Yeah,
are
it's
there,
better
yeah.
than some of the really bad ones. But okay, I'll put this back up.
But do you have a favorite? Let's start there. Do you have a favorite tutorial that jumps out at you?
I have a few good tutorials
Yeah.
written down,
Awesome.
which I think was sparked the discussion of the kind of tutorials were huge.
Yeah.
Like I had Bioshock, obviously, which I didn't play, but it's because Yahtzee talked about it.
Yeah.
So I
but
put it on the
but
list
that's the
so
thing,
I
I'd say
could.
the tutorialization in Bioshock is secondary to the opening of. Because Yahtzee is pointing out how good of an opening that is. That's why I was
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I was
yeah.
asking earlier. So like, there's a difference between a good tutorial and a good opening.
Yeah,
and a
absolutely.
good opening doesn't necessarily need a good tutorial.
and
and vice versa.
I agree. Yeah, a good tutorial need a good opening.
Bioshock's tutorials vary by the numbers.
Mm.
Whereas the intro itself is amazing, but it also doesn't tell you to move to start off with.
Okay.
When you first are able to move, it doesn't. It doesn't like here's a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wrote it down to bring it up.
Yeah.
Not that I've played it.
Oh, Bioshock's not. You should give that a go. somewhere.
Hold on. I played it.
Yeah.
I just somehow have completely forgotten. Like it's, I don't know. I must
It's
have.
one of the games I go back and replay every now and then. It's a phenomenal game. So good. Gameplay wise, really fun as well.
The one that stood out to me, I don't know. It's because I made such a list. There was a difference between obviously how complicated the game is. Like I think, like Journey, the game which is move and jump, the game, the tutorial is great, but it only needs to teach you how to move and how to jump.
Yeah.
Like that's it. So at the beginning, it literally pops up a kind of semi-transparent controller and just says move. Then you move and you slide down the hill, and you go and get your cape, and then it goes jump.
Yeah.
And then you jump, and then that's it. There's no more tutorial. You just go forward. You avoid the things that are bad. You find the way yourself. Like you know,
Yeah.
it's a good.
Simplicity in game design.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Elements.
But that's not comparable in terms of like Total War, where it's like, okay, here's the overworld map. Here is the fucking diplomacy section.
Yeah,
Here is the
you
war
couldn't just
section.
be
Here-
like, move, click on things, have fun.
yeah, you have to explain it. So how do you explain a complicated game like that, which doesn't have a story either?
Yeah.
It's not play your own way. What is it? Play
It's
a faction
artsy-fartsy.
and see what's.
Oh wait, no.
Well, no, it's-
So
that's
I was
Journey.
talking Journey. Yeah.
But it's
Play a
you
faction.
play a faction,
Yeah.
and then you.
I've still to play the Total War games.
They're good if you like war games.
Yeah. I like the odd war game. Yeah,
Yeah,
I usually prefer turn-based to real-time, but I do enjoy the odd real-time. Could be quite fun.
Yeah, I prefer real time to
Yeah.
turn based.
You're very twitchy when it comes to games. You're like,
Yeah,
click,
I
do the
like
thing.
I like
Yep.
doing the thing.
Whereas I like to take a second and be like, okay, I could do this. I could
Yeah,
do that,
I really
could do
don't like
this.
the 30% damage to fucking 40% of thing. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
don't like that stuff. I'm playing Starfield now, and that's what the upgrades and stuff are.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like. Not that it's bad. I just don't like that. Same with
numbers.
Dark Souls.
My numbers is bigger
where-
than your numbers.
Yeah,
and-
like like when people who play the Dark Souls runs
Yeah.
or the Elden Ring runs, they're like, first I got this sword that gave me X damage
Yeah.
against thing,
This is the best one that I can use.
and then
without leveling up
I got this item first because it gives me plus 20%. I'm like, oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. I want to play the game. But so I was going down a list of games. We got Bioshock. We had Starfield, Starfield's tutorial fucking sucks.
That's alright.
It was
Again, the only bit I've played.
Yeah.
My PC is
But I
not
think-
going to survive that
No.
gameplay run, so I will just have to live vicariously through you.
Yeah, no, I think it's really sucky because the tutorial bit of like how you play is fine, but then it introduces more systems, obviously, as the intro continues,
Yeah.
and it's just super fucking slow.
Yeah.
Like, you get to the place and then you watch two people talk, and then you gotta wait for them to finish while you're playing the game, which is better than a forced stand still can't move cutscene. But then I started just jumping on tables for my own entertainment.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
as you're wont to do in a Bethesda
I
game.
guess-
Like, oh, they're chatting away. I'm gonna go jump on that table now.
yeah, but I was like, I guess I'll entertain myself game, okay. And
Oh,
then just like that kind of idea. And I was like, I just want you to cutscene me or pull me into the conversation where they talk to me. Like, I don't like this, but it's very Bethesda, so maybe it's just Bethesda. But I think it's very slow. They could have sped up the cool shit because now I have a house and a mortgage, and they're like, oh, by the way, you
But
can
you picked
build.
the house and mortgage though.
No, I know,
You did
but-
that to yourself.
No, I know that's what I'm saying is a good thing.
Yeah.
And then you can go on a base. You can take any companion you want. You can go to base. You can build a base on outposts and shit like that. But then that just made me want to play Factorio.
Yeah.
Because I can actually create a base and then I can control every aspect
Yeah.
of the outpost. But I digress. So I found that really slow and kind of by the numbers.
Did you see all the stealing thing that they've been doing in StarCraft?
No.
Sorry, no,
Starfield?
Starfield. Yep. Very
No.
different
Yeah.
game. But so do you know how like in Skyrim people just put boxes on?
Oh,
on
you have to blind them?
So
Yeah.
what they've been doing is they've been picking up bins and like pushing the guns out of the room. So because all the guns are like on the tables.
Ah,
so grab a bin,
nice,
push the
nice.
gun,
And then
just
take it
knock
outside?
out- knock it out of the way.
Hey, what are you doing? And I also have kind of lack of a tutorial as a option. Like, don't starve.
Don't start. Yeah.
It's like, on you go.
Yeah, have fun.
On
But
you go.
It works well in elegant, like you said with like Journey, like just the quick. You know how to do this. You know how to do that.
Move
But
jump.
look
done.
back at the original Mario Bros and Super Metroid.
I have
Super
Mario on
Metroid's
here.
One of my favorites. But like the first Mario is like you've only really got two buttons. So you got your sprint, you got your jump, you got your move. And that's
Move,
it.
that's 3. But yeah,
Yeah, three. But you know what I mean. But like two buttons and a stick,
yeah.
but not a stick, D-pad.
D-pad. You got D-pad and jump. That's
yeah.
pretty much all you got.
That's
That's all
pretty
you
much all
really
you
need
got.
for
Yeah.
a while. Anyway.
But what's quite good about it is like obviously the level doesn't go back. You've got like certain bits like it's introduced in such a way
Yeah.
that it like teaches you about the game without having to play like be
yeah,
like,
exactly.
press this
I
button,
think it's a
press
really
that.
good example of good tutorial
Yeah.
made good
Yeah.
without telling you how to do it.
Yeah, because like, there's an enemy, jump on its head. There's
Well,
no way
it
for you
hit.
to get past.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining it'll hit you first.
Yeah.
And then, like, imagine no one's played the game before.
Yeah.
So they try and go left. Oh, you can't.
You can't go
You
left.
go
Keep
forward,
going right.
and then you
Yeah.
get hit by the thing. You
Yeah,
die.
the
And
thing,
you're
oh.
like, oh, don't get hit by the thing. So jump or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it introduces you a gap first.
Yeah, so
So
that
it's like,
shows you how
oh.
to jump, and then it shows you the enemy next.
Then you should just go, oh, and press every
Press
button.
button, yeah.
And then go, oh, so I jump over that.
Jump
and then you
on
get
that.
killed by the guy, and you jump. But then also it introduces boxes after or before the jump. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I jump
The
around.
jump into this, yeah, it's like very simplistic
Yeah.
game design, but it's
But-
like telling you everything. Like for instance, the same with
Sorry, go.
Super Metroid as well, because like you're moving through the area. Oh, there's a slight ledge that you need to jump over. Oh, there's a slight higher ledge. You hold the jump button, you get on top of it.
Right, yeah.
You shoot at this thing, blah blah blah, and then it takes you through this little tutorial area, and it's very simplistic and basic, but it shows you each game design element
Yeah.
bit by bit, and then it's like, oh, everything's about to explode. Run back through where you just came from.
Ah.
And it's like, oh, crap.
Ah, so
Okay,
it
quickly
teaches
do it
you-
in rapid
But it also
succession.
teaches you have to go back in that game.
Back and yeah, exactly.
Right,
So it
yeah,
teaches
yeah,
you
yeah.
need to be going back at certain points in time. You also need to do things faster. So like, just go do everything you've just done before in reverse
Quicker. Yeah.
and quicker.
Interesting. But that's not so easy. Like it's definitely hard to come up with a way that people without
100%.
words.
Yeah,
But with the games only being
simplistic
as you
with,
say,
like,
4
buttons.
buttons.
Like, yeah,
like it does make it hard. Like I don't know how you would do. I don't like text dumpy tutorials. I
No.
think the different like I got SWOTOR on here for a bad tutorial. The new one,
Go-
not the old ones. The new one. You know that free to play MMO.
Oh, okay, yeah,
right,
yeah.
that one.
But
Knights
MMOs
Knights,
have so
Knights of
many
the Old
different-
Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Is that
Yeah,
what it's called? Yeah. It literally no, it just text dumps you. It's just like here's 5 pages, read it, and then I end up going and then not reading it.
yeah, and then
I
you're like,
try.
how the fuck do I do this?
How do I do
yeah.
what? Yeah, and then there's so many systems that I don't understand how to use anymore.
Yeah, drip feeding is definitely the best way of doing the tutorials, but
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
doing it too slow it can be a bit of a nightmare
Yeah.
as well. One of my favorite
Oops.
like high text versions of tutorials was Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
I don't remember Build
Because
Journey.
it was just so fucking stupid. It was taking the piss out. It was taking the absolute piss out of tutorials, and you're going through it. It's like, oh, press A to jump, and then move a little bit further forward. Immediately another checkbox. Oh, move left stick to keep going. Keep going. Like another. And then it goes to like tutorial 35 of 832. It's like throw this. Da, 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 da. Like,
Right, I get you.
Would you like to skip all the tutorials and know nothing? Yes. But
That's
obviously,
cool.
it's expecting people to have played Far Cry 3 beforehand. So
They've
it's
played
fine.
games before
Yeah.
and understand the synergy. I'm gonna move this a little bit.
But it
Make
was
some
just so
noise.
stupid and funny. I really enjoyed it.
No, that's good. Chivalry 2 was one I had for. Do you remember that tutorial?
Yeah.
It was just funny.
Yeah.
So it was a standard tutorial, but they made it enjoyable or bearable because it was humorous.
Yeah.
Like it was like, and now swing the sword to the left and chop two of them in half. Like it was it was entertaining to listen to and watch. Saints Row 4 was another one. Do you remember Saints
I
Row
didn't
4?
play Saints Row 4.
Where you're the president and you're walking down the corridor and it's like, do you want to cure fucking world hunger or cancer? And you're like, you can pick one there. And then you get to the president's office, you have a good time, then you get attacked by aliens, and then you're just like, what the fuck am I playing? So you kill the aliens, you watch a bunch of people get taken out, and then you box with an alien for a bit, and then you're in the simulation, and then you play the game from there. Like it's a good. Don't be boring is the only thing I can kind of give as a
100%,
standard.
'cause it's like
Anything, like when you talk about the beginning of a cartoon or the beginning of a book or the beginning of any sort of art form where you want people to kind of engage with it, even paintings, like don't be boring. It's so fucking vague.
Yeah.
But everyone knows a boring thing when they see it, and also it's insanely subjective. So that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like the intro mission can be like, if you get a good intro mission, and despite it being just like a text dumping kind of tutorial, as long as the good intro mission's all right, it can be quite fun.
It can just kind of
One thing I like about the Dark Souls
I have Dark
series
Souls on
in
here.
particular is like the tutorial itself is introducing you to a mechanic. So the mechanic of like writing down things and like people will read it.
You get to read them. Yeah.
So you
yeah.
get to read it. It's your choice. You don't actually have to read all those things. You've got this quick.
Yeah,
little
I like
instance, go
that.
fight the
I
battle.
wish that was one of my points. I wish you could skip
most tutorials. 100%.
Because obviously we have played a lot of games, so they need to give you a tutorial for people who play games. But I think when you play a 2-player game,
Yeah.
and then you're like, skip the tutorial and just jump in with me, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing that.
100%.
Just be like, what the fuck are the buttons? I'll figure it out as I go. And then I know I might miss stuff, but it's
Nod to Gears
funner.
of War on that one as well. So Gears of War, both 1 and 2, I can't remember if 3 does it, but the first mission's like, we can either relearn the basics and go around that way, or we can just jump straight into the action.
Yeah,
Jump
yeah,
straight
yeah,
into the
yeah,
action.
yeah.
You get the option.
They give the option of
skip
skipping
the
it,
thing,
yeah.
which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I think Bannerlord does that. They're
Look.
like, you can see that training sucks. Well, does it? It's very in universe. It's a training field. You get plastic weapons and wooden weapons.
Plastic weapons.
Plastic weapons in fucking 1202. So you can hit.
What are they using? 1201.
Yeah. So it's pretty lame-ish in terms of tutorials go, but you can just skip it. You can just be like, no, I
Yeah.
leave. Which I
I
much
know
prefer.
what to do. Yeah.
Another one was Stanley Parable.
I didn't play Stanley Parable
It's
properly.
not
one
really
I
got a
needed.
tutorial. It's just
Yeah.
like move, and then
But
you start moving.
again, that's the simplicity of the game itself.
It's helping
There's
with there's
yeah.
no real need. It's just a really good intro. I like No Man's Sky's tutorial, which is like, your ship's broken, fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, scan. And then you try and scan, and then it's like, hey, fix your scanner, and you're like,
Fix it.
oh, okay. And then you learn how to
Go
mine
do
and
the
do
things,
the
yeah.
stuff and get the stuff. Then it kind of takes you through each step till you get hyperdrive, and then you're free.
Mm.
But it's very much in the game. It's not just telling you a tutorial.
Yeah.
It's the intro and a tutorial very much working together. But my other one was Factorial, which is, I guess, a bystander in terms of this conversation, because the tutorial was
It's
the
very
demo.
text dumpy. Yeah.
No, it was the
Really?
demo.
Oh, it's the demo tutorial.
The demo
Oh.
is the tutorial. So if you
I
get
didn't play the demo.
I know. So if you get the demo, you play it, and then it teaches you how to play.
Oh, fuck.
And then you're like, well, if you want to play now, you can get the game. And I was like, this is genius. This is fucking genius. Because I did it. I played the demo, learned how to play, and then I think you get the smelters and the miners and the arms, and you kind of understand how to make the stuff. I can't remember how far it goes.
Yeah. Can't imagine it goes very far.
No, not too. Well, it could go pretty far, and you still have a lot of game.
Yeah.
I think you get to the point where you're making power and stuff.
Okay.
So then you learn, this is how you play the game. And I was like, this is a tutorial, but it's cool because it's the demo. So you kind of, the expectation is, oh, I'm trying the game.
Yeah.
So it sets your expectations a bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, obviously, if you buy the game immediately and then do the tutorial, it will be one of those, you've crashed on the ship, get a smelter.
Yeah,
Even then, it's a by the numbers tutorial.
And what's
from that
quite good
regard.
about it is like it doesn't chuck everything at you at once.
Yeah,
like as you unlock a new like section of power or something like that, you'll get a couple other tutorials around. Be like, oh, here, this is how you like filter things. This is how you do that.
Yeah,
like,
you start-
check
you learn-
this off and like
Yeah, once you've got the basics down, which are very simple. So
Yeah.
the tutorial isn't text dumpy. The game opens up as you play.
as you progress. Yeah.
But that's, as we said, game design.
Mhm.
And then you look at it and go, right, how do I teach people? I wonder how they do it. I wonder if they go, we'll make a game, and then once they've made it, they're like, right, how do we tell people how to play it?
Yeah.
Because I would imagine you can't think of a tutorial if you haven't got a game.
If you haven't got
so
a gameplay, yeah.
you
Well, it's
must-
quite good. Assassin's Creed, the first couple were really good at that. Like the tutorial is part of the story.
Yeah, because you're
Like
you're-
Assassin's Creed 2, you start off as the baby. It's like, oh, press Y to move your head, press
Yeah,
X
yeah,
and B
yeah.
to move your arms, press
I
A
remember
to
that, yeah. Which
and
was
then,
weird.
Then it cuts you like a couple
It didn't
years
feel
forward
like that
to
when
get
I was
to a
playing,
fight.
though,
Yeah.
which I think is really weird. Like, I didn't press square and think, oh, that's my arm. Or
Oh, I completely thought that. I was like, oh,
A,
that
that's
makes so
my
much more
leg.
sense.
No, I was like, you know.
B is now grab, X is now stab,
Yeah.
A is now move,
Jump and
sprint.
fucking
yeah.
do the stuff. Like, I just didn't play it the way I think
Yeah.
they were thinking of it.
But it made sense to me when you start grabbing enemies. It was particularly in 2 when you grab someone, it's like, Y is headbutt.
Yeah, that made sense.
A is
That made
kick.
sense.
Yeah.
I have Arkham Knight and Arkham City
Knight.
and Arkham Asylum.
The Arkham
I
series.
can't really remember. I remember City. City was cool. You walk. You walk
You're
through
walking as-
with the chains on.
Yeah.
And then you fight some people and teach you how to
Counter.
fight some people. Counter. Fucking fuck people up.
Yeah.
And then climb up the thing and then get the bat suit and then you
Yeah,
glide.
and then you glide, yeah. So
it was a
1,
good-
2, 3, yeah.
It was a really nice tutorial and intro.
Yeah, because Asylum's quite simplistic with it. It's like there's no like real tutorial.
You just walk through and start beating people up.
Yeah, so like it's like cutscene and then it goes straight into a combat segment. So
Yeah.
it's like
You start
do all
fucking
these
people up.
buttons to do all your things. But to be fair, the amount of times that I played that demo, I skipped most of it. 'Cause I think the demo is another version of like tutorial.
Oh, okay.
So like
Cool.
I skipped all like any text that would come up just because like I know this shit.
I really think it's just he takes Joker in and then it's like break out and
Yeah,
then you
break
walk to
out,
the
yeah.
room and then you
Fight-
just
fight
it's
the
like
dudes
square to pit
immediately,
people,
yeah.
bam,
And then you
triangle.
got 2 directions you can go. You realize that this section shut off, so you go that one. Then it's
Yeah.
the first stealth section.
They
to
spread
deal
their,
with Zaz,
they spread their
get behind him.
tutorials out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I know Knight did where,
Yeah.
which is how you should do it.
100%.
Like don't text dump, obviously.
But I do feel I think the first mission that you had, the Arkham Knight, I think did the same thing that GTA did, where it was like, here's your first mission in your car or plane. Okay, brilliant, fantastic. Next mission. Here's the tutorial of how to use the car and the plane.
Yeah, I hate that shit. There was
That
one
was
in.
so stupid in GTA.
I played one recently that did that. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, that was really dumb. But no, I think make it part of the game.
Yeah.
Like Batman gets to a wall and he needs to use the gel.
Yeah.
So then it teaches you how to open up your weapon wheel
Yeah,
and use the gel. So it's part of.
yeah, because you've been using just the batarangs until that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like this is how you do it.
Yeah.
First you learn how to hit, then you
This
learn how
is
to counter,
do it.
and then you skip to the car. So it's like press LB,
Yeah.
then you get to the thing, and you use the weapon wheel. But it's part of the game. It's not just dumping the text on
Yes.
me and expecting me to read it and remember.
understand everything. Yeah,
It's contextual for the character.
yeah.
So it doesn't feel insanely gamey either, because it's really gamey when you're playing a game and then it dumps and you go, oh okay, yeah, I'm redoing it.
It's one thing they can't really do in roguelikes
Yeah,
because it's
they don't know when you'll die.
not even that. It's just like it's always going to be randomized. Your first mission's going to be randomized unless they do like a set mission,
Yeah, unless they do yeah.
which they do in Hades
I
a
was
wee
about to say
bit,
doing Hades,
but not fully.
you need to get
they-
the bit
like,
before where you
You,
get the
you get
hits.
the you don't get a boon in the first room. You can't see certain boons until like certain points
Later on.
Yeah,
But
until
you
like,
also
certain
get the
games
pick
in.
your weapon right bit at the beginning.
You don't.
You don't get that in that.
No, you start off with the sword and nothing else.
Oh
Like,
wait, the game
the
begins.
beginning straight away into
Yeah,
a game.
yeah,
Into
which
a
is
game
wonderful.
shows you how to do it. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Brilliant.
Don't fucking dilly dally. Just I'm in.
yeah. Here, learn how to do all your.
You have to
buttons.
quickly let me play, and I think games have a problem with. No, some games do, where they're like, "We'll do a slow intro cutscene with a tutorial that's really long." Like, no, I want to play. I bought a game. I want to play it. Like, get me invested fully later.
Yeah.
First, let me play.
Let me play,
and
understand, go. Yeah,
and then
but obviously,
do the scene.
as you're saying, we are so entwined in games that like we need to play immediately. We can't just be like
Yeah.
some people that are just coming into it will be like, I don't know
Yeah,
what to do.
because I've always hated it when I was younger.
Yeah.
I was always like, right, here comes a cutscene that I can't skip, or I shouldn't skip, or I won't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I never liked it. I was always like on the ride home. I was always like, oh, I've got to factor in the first hour
It's
is
gonna be
learning
cutscenes,
this
yeah.
fucking game, where I could learn it. I could learn it if you just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But as I said, they can't do that.
Slay the Spire did theirs quite well.
Don't
From
remember.
so, it's text dumpy, but obviously because
It's a card game.
you can't-
Nerds are playing it,
Yeah.
so they're like, they'll love to read.
but like it doesn't show you the thing until the thing happens. So
Yes,
like,
yeah.
First run is like, oh, this is what the enemy's going to do to you.
Mm.
You can see that quite clearly. This is your health. This is your cards.
Yeah,
This is the energy you have. Brilliant. Okay, but then when you run out of cards, that's when it pops up being like, oh, your deck reshuffles. Cool. Coming out of there. And then, oh, this is a power card. But if you don't see a power card for like the first couple of like matches, you wouldn't see it for ages.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And
I think
it's,
that's a
there's
good.
a power card. Brilliant.
Yeah,
It does this.
that's a good way to do it. I don't. Am I a fan of it? No, I just don't like tutorials
Yeah.
because I hate it when I'm playing and then I get stopped by a thing.
Yeah, I feel like I always want to go into the options button and switch off tutorials. But I know that every game's got like their unique mechanic.
They got a weird thing
There's always
that
a weird thing.
thing
There's always a weird thing
that I won't know of. Yeah,
until,
I agree.
Yeah, so you're like, I really want to turn this off, but I can't for the first playthrough.
But what if I
just
miss
can't.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even if I don't know exactly how to do it, I know it exists.
Yeah.
Which is a thing with the Knights of the Republic thing,
Mm.
where I saw it pop up, and then I remember like, okay, I can do something with my gear.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how, but at least
but
I know to look for it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I just turn the tutorials off and skipped it, I wouldn't know it existed.
Not at all. Yeah.
Especially it's an MMO, so you have to like pay attention to it. I had
But I think WoW does it quite
Oops, sorry.
decently, if I remember correctly.
can't remember. I liked Guild Wars 2's tutorial, which is like go help the village, and while you're doing it, you level up and unlock
And look,
the
the first
skills
ability. Like, yeah.
as you are doing something else.
Yeah.
So it's a clever use, and it kind of makes you feel attached to the world, and it teaches you the world events are a thing. So when you're just exploring the game, like mini shit will happen, and then everyone on the server goes to do it. So it's teaching you
Yeah.
that that's the thing that's gonna happen. Like optional bosses will pop up and be like a timed event, random timed event or whatever. So I thought that was good.
Ravens Watch didn't seem to have one, as far as I was aware.
What one?
The one that we were playing the other night.
No,
Ravens Watch.
Ravens Watch didn't have a good one. It was that book. It was like, here's how I play. Read the book,
Yeah.
which is not good. That's
But
not a tutorial. That's
but it did give us the option to throw ourselves in.
It's not a good tutorial, but I like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Tutorial, yeah,
as
someone
far
coming
as
into it not knowing how to play games.
as far as
wouldn't work very
tutorials go, I don't think it's a good one.
well. Yeah.
But I personally prefer that option of like, hey, if you want to learn the bits that you don't understand, you can go read the book, just to find how's death work. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Curse of the Dead Gods did not too bad with it, if I remember correctly.
because it was good. You
The
get
tutorial
thrown in.
Yeah, it was
you
a
hit
full-on
things,
tutorial
it
mission.
Teaches you about the light mechanic
Yeah.
and other stuff. Then you get a curse.
Parry, count, do all these
No, it's
different things. This is how your stamina drains, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Go into the first match. Yeah.
Have Boneworks on here. The
Bonework-
the
the
VR,
VR
game.
one, yeah.
It's bad.
Is it bad?
It's a bad tutorial.
Oh, no.
Because it's VR, so I understand the challenges are a little weirder.
Yeah.
But you pick up something and then you throw it. That's great. Then
Yeah.
you pull handle. That's great. Then you walk for a bit and you go through this weird museum bit. And there's like a whole room of walking through a museum, like a big fucking room. Nothing happens. You can look at shit and do whatever you want. And then you get to a bunch of climbing sections and a bunch of. My point being, you do a bunch of stuff before you get to the guns. That's lame. I immediately want the guns.
Yeah, immediately want
Like
the guns,
first
yeah.
things first. Show
Give
me
me something
Give
to
me the
shoot.
shooting range. Like let me throw something. Let me pull some handles. Let me move and learn how. So I've learned how to pick something up.
Yeah.
I've learned how to move. Then the next room is the shooting range.
Yeah. If
Like
it's not, what
right,
are you
wonderful,
doing?
wonderful. Don't. And it's like move on when you want.
Yeah.
And I just shoot unlimited ammo. Let me just have the fun with the guns. And then I'll go do the kind of more boring stuff of learning how to climb, learning how to walk, learning the environmental puzzles are a thing. But I'm on a high after the gun level, you know?
Yeah.
And then put me back in the shooting range after that level. Or, because you can take the gun with you. I can't remember what happens actually. But my point was I spent a long time not shooting things.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like that. I wanted to immediately, like, it's just the coolest part of the VR. Like, taking out
Yeah,
the
taking
fucking
out the-
bullet,
yeah.
cocking the gun. Like, it's the
When
coolest
we
part.
first got the iPhone and like you've had all the different guns,
No,
the
you just
gun
you
apps,
could go,
so you're like,
yeah, no, it's great. You just want to.
That's
I'm a gamer. I just want to shoot things. Like it doesn't even matter if it's anything to shoot, except a stationary object and some bottles. It was wonderful.
yeah. And then there's the tutorials for like obtuse mechanics, where like here's a difficult set of like configurations to do like an ability. Like I think I remember, was it Red Steel 1, the first time that you were in one of the sword fights, there was like a move that you had to do, and every time that you failed the move, it would bring up the tutorial again. Sorry, no, it wouldn't be every time. It's like every third time, so it like reset you. Like do the block by moving the nunchuck.
Okay, right, okay.
The block didn't work. Okay, reset. Reset. Third time reset.
yeah.
Okay, you just need to read all this again. I don't need to read it all again. I just want the fucking controls to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that comes down to unskippable tutorials again.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, I get that I need to know how this works, but probably not.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably not. I'll probably get by. Dark Tide had a bad one. Well, no, it had a good then a bad. Because it was good at the beginning where you're in prison and you break out, you find wherever you find a shovel, you beat the shit out of some people, and you're like, wonderful, I know how to beat shit out of people. And then you get a gun, and you're like, get to shoot people. And then in the end, you're like, hordes, cool, and sort of an objective. And then it goes, okay, before you can start playing the mission, go do another tutorial with the fucking brain lady.
Explaining some of the more
niche
central mechanics.
Yeah, I don't know how else you would do it.
Yeah.
But I did find it boring compared to the other tutorial, because it was hit three people 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Heavy attack. Whack.
Yeah.
Do your thing. You know, I was like, this is boring compared to what you just.
Yeah, because that was like the Marvel's Avengers tutorial, wasn't it?
Yeah, you played. Well, I don't know, because that game was. We played Marvel's Avengers. It was pretty much. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Better than I thought it was going to be. And I would still play it if I didn't have other things I was wanting to play. I guess that's not a good. I would play it if I didn't want to not play it.
Yeah, but like, if we weren't starting to want to play games for a living, we'd probably continue playing.
I'd probably play a bit of it, yeah. Because at the moment, when we have time to play, I'll be like, I want to play something either that's funner, or something Raven's Watch, or Faith Factorial, because it's funner and we're making something from it. But I don't know how that game's tutorial. Yeah. Oh wait, it was the opening section of the campaign. It was actually quite good.
Yeah, but like because obviously we played it, we did the jump straight in, but that forced you to do a tutorial mission.
Yeah, remember? Then that was not.
That was not good.
I don't think it was not great. I don't think it was bad. I think it was okay. So I think it was okay.
I went back to try and like have a wee nosy at some of the tutorials for the different characters. Like, brilliant! Let's figure out, like, because I've been playing the Hulk, I've been enjoying him. Let's find out what moves of his that I don't already know.
Yeah.
And I went in with all like my upgraded gear and shit, and the attack that like causes enemies to attack me, it was killing all the enemies. So it's like, taunt all these enemies. Wait, no, all the enemies are dead. Let's retry that again. Taunt all the enemies.
Yeah, there's some. Well, they had a path,
but they didn't let me unequip my gear. There was no button to just unequip all the gear so that you weren't doing all the damage.
Right.
So then I was like, this tutorial's unbeatable.
See, I played tutorial. I did a lot of the tutorials with the people before so it worked fine. But there was a lot of problems because the game went from, all right, we're on maintenance mode basically. Here's everything. We've unlocked everything. You can just skip the game and jump into the thick of everything. So there's glitches just associated with that because you've skipped a lot of the unlocking stuff.
Yeah.
So you start to get these weird things. But I didn't mind the Iron Man tutorial at the beginning where it was like, this is how you shoot, this is how you punch. I was like, it's a tutorial.
It has one of the tutorial things that I don't like very much, where it's like, demonstrate that you can do this 3 times.
Yeah, I don't like
do
that.
This full combo 3 fucking times.
I'd rather have skip when you understand it.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have it go ding,
until,
you did it, like ding, you did it, so you can tell people that they did it or they didn't do it, and then let them skip it when they want. That's what I would do.
It annoys me that it's separate instances as well.
Yeah, me too.
Where
stop and then start. Stop and then start.
Yeah.
I don't like.
It could just be like, same
I agree.
enemy.
I don't like the stopping and starting. It makes me feel so much like a tutorial. What's the problem? You got to kind of hide it.
Yeah, at least a little bit. Like
hide that we're playing a tutorial. Like because obviously they did it's harm, so you're in a simulation kind of zone, practice simulation,
so
Avengers
resets,
place.
Blah, blah, blah.
So it resets. They're trying to hide the fact that it's a tutorial, but not in the moment to moment.
Yeah,
they're not. So yeah, that game was a bit of a mess. But I think the tutorial, the actual game of the game where you play the mission, and then you fly in as Thor, you punch people and hit people.
I got to Thor and then we started playing together. So I was like, I'll switch this off and we'll play something else.
Okay. But I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. You play as Thor, and then it was the opening that they showed at E3.
Yeah.
So you play as Thor, then Iron Man flies over and you play as him.
But it's knowing that you have to play as her to start off with.
Who?
Kamala Khan as a kid, and like
that shit. Yeah, that stuff's gotta stop.
Yeah,
that stuff has to stop.
Let's just
everyone
game things.
Stop it. We have to stop this. This walk around as a little kid and interact and talk to people and press buttons. It's like I bought an Avengers game.
Yeah,
Marvel Avengers, and the first thing I'm doing is playing as an 8-year-old child. Why? Like, just immediately start with the. Hello, everybody. Here's Avengers Day. Blah, 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 and then boom. Like, start with that.
Take it into the game. Yeah.
I don't need to know how much of a fan she is. You could just fucking like her room is full of fucking Marvel memorabilia and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, tell me
Why don't you have like so you got introduced to all the characters after, right? Why don't you just play those characters when they're coming in? So like you go off, do a wee Thor fight bit, and then
That would be better.
Come over here. Oh look, she's picked up the tuning glove. Ah,
That would be better. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I want to play as the Avengers. I don't want to play as this little girl.
no. Obviously, she becomes an Avenger later on. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't care. I want to
Yeah,
play.
I don't
as-
want to play her as a kid.
Like she's
I would
on
play
the
her as her.
box, but she's not in the middle. You know, I don't know where she is, but I think Captain America's in the middle first, and then moving out. So I'd rather play. I think they should just start with the boom.
Yeah.
Like to give me 5 minutes. Not even. That's too
That
long.
was the boom. I was
Where-
promised the shell shattering kaboom.
I want 2 minutes of maybe some dialogue or some fucking logos, and then I want the explosion, and then I want the fight on the thing, and then give me a shot of this little girl getting. She gets hit by the explosion, and she flies away, and that's how she gets her powers. So like, show me that after the fact,
Yeah.
and then then that says Spider-Man had the same problem. Obviously not intro or tutorial, just they made me play as Miles,
Yeah.
or not Spider-Man.
And I get like pacing is important, but swinging around the city was the pacing.
Yeah, it was slow.
Like,
it was
just,
calm.
Just,
it
just
was,
go. Yeah, it's so therapeutic to just swing around
Yeah,
that city as
and
Spider-Man.
stop crime.
But
Wonderful.
it's infuriating to play as
a
Mary Jane.
a muggle. It's just fucking terrible. Okay, that was a tangent.
That was a big tangent. What else
One
we
of the
got?
ones I got, I think, is a really good tutorial is Space Haven.
Space
It's a
Haven, I've not
little,
played it.
I know, it's a
Start
little
with.
game where it's like RimWorld in space, and the aesthetics very much alien. So the old 80s, like big
Nice.
fucking consoles and shit.
Yeah.
But you start,
CRT TVs in the
Yeah,
middle of a
yeah,
dashboard. Yeah.
yeah. So the planet's dead or whatever, and you're on a mining ship. No,
Yeah.
a mining outpost,
Yeah.
and you're building a ship to escape. No, to fuck off into space and do the thing. But the tutorial is building the spaceship. Because it's a top-down RTS RimWorld, the colony management. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So you can personalize your ship completely, like put the thrusters wherever you want, put the beds wherever you want, that kind of thing. Build a base, but it's a spaceship. So you start the game by build an oxygenator, build the carbon dioxide filter, build the beds, build the engines, build the room. So it's like I'm on a mining outpost. Now I'm building my ship. And it tells you roughly the layout of the ship you should make.
Yeah.
And then you fuck off to the game. And you understand, I built this ship. It's my ship. There's many like it. But you know where the thrusters are. You know why you have them.
Yeah.
And you know why they work.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really clever. Because you have to, with these, like we were saying, the really complicated games with lots of little mechanics, you have to teach the player how to use the mechanics. Like you have to. Like, here's oxygen. Here's the thrusters. Here's your mine, because you have to build little mining flight things that fly out and mine stuff and bring it back. But you also need a cargo carrier that will fly out and dock you onto scavenge ships or dock other ships to fight them. So you have to build those and see how they work, and then build the storage areas, and then I don't know if it tells you. No, and then it leaves you to figure out the rest of it. Like, it doesn't teach you that you can build storage, and then you can assign certain things to go in certain storages. Because obviously if you build one storage thing, they'll put everything in there and it'll immediately get full.
This is your box.
But it takes them a really long time to go get food, because they have to go get the food and bring it back. So then you have to figure out, if I move one storage here and build it next to the kitchen, I can all the kitchen stuff can go there. And then I can build a recycling center where I can put all the scrap. So they just need to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah,
They don't
as
have to go
opposed to
all the way
all
through
the
the
way
ship.
here, all the way.
So it lets you figure out the efficiency, like, as you go. But it just teaches you this is how it works. But it's a really good way to do it, because you build the thing you're going to be spending the majority of the game playing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're looking at the mining outpost, like, I don't know how any of that works. Like, why is there beds?
Yeah,
How's
why
the
is this
power work? How are
Yeah.
they powering it? So they let you build a small one from scratch.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was just a wonderful little tutorial in a game that I played. It was
Tell
very good.
you one tutorial I really enjoyed recently was actually Amnesia: The Bunker.
Yeah.
So,
So are they fucking weird?
Horror game.
The horror one.
So
new
one?
one?
One thing, like the newest one, it's actually really fun. Me and Liz played it through. It's fucking harrowing.
It's a weird, like, replay it again.
Yeah, I don't think that works as well as they wanted it to, but
Yeah, no.
like trying to get replayability for single player games is a bit silly because people will just replay single player games.
Yeah, I'll replay anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like trying to force it is a bit.
I'm gonna
But
play anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, like the tutorial was one thing that's good for horror games in general is one of the few games that suits the longer tutorial.
Yeah, horror games. Yeah,
Horror games, 'cause
good.
it's
Yeah,
like-
tension.
Tension, building
Tension.
the tension. Oh,
Tension.
go open that door. Oh, take a second. Oh, look,
I don't
it's
wanna-
starting to be night. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But in particular with the bunker, it's fast paced. It's a very fast paced intro tutorial because it's setting. So in
Because of its setting.
because it's building the setting.
Ah, okay.
So you are in World War One, in the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
So your first bits are going through the trenches. Oh, there's some German soldiers shooting at you up there. Quickly reload your gun. You can only reload those many bullets at a time. Oh fuck! Wait, I've only got this minute. I got to do them all individually. Oh fuck! And then you go and there's like, use grenades to blow up doors. Oh, watch out! It's very noisy, but like the noise
okay.
isn't too much. Oh, heal yourself with this. Oh, you look at your hand. That's how see how bloody your hand is. That's how much health you got.
Cool.
And then you keep going, and then you wake up, and then it starts being quiet. But one thing that it does really well is it drops bombs occasionally.
No.
So you're just sitting there.
Is
You're
it
like,
shake or
so
is
it
it?
shakes
Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
you're sitting in your bunker and you're like, okay, I've got to go turn this power on. I've got to go do this. I've got to do that. Ah, fuck. Stop it, game. Stop it.
That's cool. I never played that game.
I would highly recommend.
I might give it a go.
I think we should get this one to play it, and then I will sit and watch. And that'll be fun.
Yeah, maybe. That kind of content is so far away.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's so far away from me.
Absolutely, but
Because, like we said, we're playing a factorial video. No, we're playing a factorial video.
we are playing a factorial
I'm
video.
filming
That's
a
exactly what we're doing.
factorial video, and this will be out. Our videos will be out
Well before.
well before this video comes out. So
Yeah.
we're in the process of filming the factorial video,
Yeah.
and it's taking
Forever.
so much bloody time. So it's like a lot of content's out the window. But Amnesia, no. Metal Gear
yeah,
Solid
the bunker
5.
was really good.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Metal Gear Solid
Metal
5.
Solid 5.
Bad tutorial. Just took fucking
Bad
ages.
tutorial, yeah.
Just took fucking ages.
Yeah.
It was cool for a bit, and then it was too long.
Yeah, but that's trying too hard.
Crawl.
To story and setting.
Crawl the hallway.
Yeah. Look, it's a big flaming whale.
I didn't mind the big flaming whale. It was the crawling at the beginning.
crawling
I
in
liked
the-
the, oh fuck, I'm sick and can't move, and then someone saves my life, and then I fall off the bed, and then I crawl for a bit. And
Create
then
your
I,
character. That's not you.
are you silly? What do you think this is?
I did like that became your online multiplayer character later on. But
Yeah, but
who played the online multiplayer?
you know, I don't think anybody. And then a couple of, I guess, not honorable mentions.
I did
but
really
guess-
like that
Sorry.
they used like the first line you hear is fuck, call me Ahab. No, call me Ishmael. And that's the
Right.
intro to Moby Dick.
Oh.
So like the whole story
The
is
whale.
based off of Moby Dick. The
The
There's
whale.
so much in it that is like.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I think Kojima read Moby Dick recently and was like, I'm gonna turn that into a game.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit, sir.
Or
I
read-
don't care
but
flaming whales.
That means he read it halfway through the development.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, everybody. I read this great book. Has anyone read it?
Have you seen what he does on Twitter?
No.
So he loves watching movies. So,
Yeah, he's a movie buff. He should just make those.
But he he watches all the movies and if he says, "Oh, I went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles," that's when you know it's bad. It's like, "Oh, I went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The
okay.
animation was really nice. I really liked this. I really liked that." But as soon as like, I went
I
to
went
Barbie.
to see it. He doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it. Like it's like when he says, "I went to see this," he'll always say, "I went to see this and this and this." And this.
Okay.
Like, if he doesn't, he'll just be like, "I went
That's
to see
cool.
this."
No, I don't know. I don't do the Twitter.
Don't do that Twitter. Me neither. I only heard it from this.
Kenshi was another one I had, which is lack of a tutorial. I don't know if I said that. It literally lets you pick the start, where you're like, do you want to start with one arm, or do you want to start with a dog, or do you want to start with a starving with a dog, or you want to start as a trader with a little bit of money, and then you're like, okay, and then it just goes, okay,
Have
there's
fun.
some boxes here if you want to learn, but good you go. I remember saying I like that.
Yeah.
I like Conan Exiles tutorial because it
Yeah.
doesn't really have one.
Yeah, it's got a minimalistic.
It's a
isn't it?
survival
Yeah.
game, so you like wake up.
Go
Well, no,
build it.
you're stuck on a cross, condemned, and then Conan's like, "No, die in battle." So he takes you off the cross. And then at the top right, it just kind of has a journey guide thing. So it's like find some water,
Yeah.
then you get water and you get XP. And you're like,
Yeah.
sick.
Sick.
And then it's drink something. You're like, eat something. Yes, slay. So he's got to kill someone. And you're like, okay. So you level up while you're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And then it slowly becomes build a house, smelt some ore, craft a weapon.
That's the one where it's like the exponential growth is just way too big at the start. Where it's like, oh, here, use 5 bits of stick for a box. Okay, 5.
Yeah,
5,
and then
6.
it's 500.
250,000.
It's 500 or no, it's 500 stone for a kiln or whatever. You know.
Yeah, and you're
So
like,
it's-
wait, what?
It makes some sense,
Out
and
of
then it
nowhere, it
blows
just
up.
jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it becomes. It's like a lot of. You gotta get a shit ton of tar to fuel the tanner to make leather, but you need like 550 bits of leather to make like 1 bit of fucking tanned leather. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was that kind of game. Like Ark's the same.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind
I
of.
seem to remember, what do we call it, did it quite well? Subnautica?
Some Ark on my list.
Hey,
Great tutorial.
Yeah, very simplistic.
It's fucking great. It just kind of slowly opens up. It's like
and that's the game in general. It's got such a great progression path.
yeah, that's the
altogether.
game in
Like,
general.
it's
Like
just
it's the whole thing. So Subnautica is a big old shout out.
big old goat.
But I had one more. Oh, Project Zomboid was funny. It was you're in a house and then it teaches you how to pick stuff up.
Yeah.
I think it teaches you how to eat. Teaches you to climb out windows and how that works. So it teaches you how you pick up shit, how to use the shit, and then how to navigate the world.
Mm.
And then it brings you like, oh, there's a zombie, kill it, and then you kill it, and then you do something else, and it goes, okay, well done, tutorial's over, and then it sends 1,000 zombies at you at once, and then you obviously you die, and then that's it. But that's the game in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You spawn, you pick up shit, you use shit, you kill a zombie, and then you get killed by zombies.
Yeah.
That's because it says this isn't a game about how you survive; it's a game about how you die.
Yeah.
That's the opening, I think. I think that's what it is. It's roughly that sentence. So I was like, the tutorial was a compact version of the actual experience that you're gonna get, which I think is what a tutorial should be. No, not always. Never mind. For that
really
kind of game,
depends.
it is because you'll die
Resi
trying.
4,
Trying.
The original Resi 4 just didn't have. Well, it did have a tutorial. It had text tutorial that you had to go and look for.
That felt like Dark Souls to me.
But
Not that you had to go look for
Yeah.
it, but you had to at least be turned on.
Yeah.
You couldn't just walk forward and expect the game to give you the tutorial.
Yeah.
That's what.
That's the thing, because it gives you tutorial 2. Like, it gives you a notification that it's giving you tutorial 2. But it says nothing about tutorial 1.
Oh, right.
So
Cool.
it's
That's
just
weird.
It's quite funny because you just go in, you find the dudes, you shoot your first dude.
Yeah.
He's easy. But it's like very simplistic in the way that the gameplay runs anyway.
Yeah.
So you just get used to it.
Uh-huh.
But like, like later on, you get a phone call from the handler person who's like, sending you over this tutorial. And you're like, wait, what? And it said tutorial 2. And you're like, sorry, what? And
Where's one?
Oh, there's one. Oh, I can just read through all this. And it's like, oh, I've already done all this. The only bit that's really important that like forces you to look at is when you get Ashley.
Yeah.
So Ashley's like, okay,
Learn
we
how.
need to tell you this button does this.
Yeah,
Tells her
yeah,
to go here, go there. Tells her to wait. Simple.
That's really cool. I like games that just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And let you kind of play the game. Like a part of the experience is, you'll never get back not knowing how to play a game.
Yeah.
You'll never get that feeling back of like, what am I doing?
Reading a book for the first
I'm
time.
lost.
For the first time.
Same
playing a game
shit,
for the
right?
first time. 100%.
Not knowing what you're doing and thinking the game is huge. Not understanding the mechanics. Because you see how the cookie crumbles eventually. Like you play any game, eventually you see how it works. You see how the pieces move together.
Yeah.
But when you first start playing it, anything's possible. Do you know what I mean? That like, whoa, you're like, anything's possible. You don't get that back. So I like being let loose and not told how it works and figuring it out. But that's obviously, as we keep saying, personal preference. I think that's Dyson Sphere was another one, another factory game.
Yeah.
It does tutorials really well. You start in a spaceship in space. Dark Souls is on the category of bad tutorial, but it's not. I only made these lists after I made a long list,
okay,
and I was like, I need to separate these. But no, Dyson Sphere. You start in a spaceship, and it's automatic, autopiloting you to Earth-like planet, and you go past other planets. So you're like, I'm in a solar system. Wonderful. There's other planets. So you start going, there's other planets, and you land on the planet, and your mech comes out, and it goes, right, mine, and then the little AI talks to you, and it says, mine this, and mine that, mine a tree, mine stuff. Put it in your power. And then it and then you teaches you how to craft stuff, components in your pocket.
Yeah.
But you're a mech, so it makes more sense in Factorial than a backpack. But so you craft the components, and it goes, here's the technology tree. So to unlock technology in that game, you craft 5 cogs and 3 spoons. And then if it's in your inventory, it'll use it to do the science.
Yeah.
So it does the science, and then it unlocks miners. So you're like, so I can automatically mine these things instead of me. Wonderful. What's the next technology? Belts. Okay, I can then move this stuff. And it's like the slow opening up. I think that does it better than Factorial because of the way the research works.
Yeah.
Just simply because you land with nothing, but you can handcraft some things, and then you unlock the thing by handcrafting the thing, and then it kind of reinforces that loop.
Yeah.
It's just, and then it goes, hey, you can open your star map. And you open the star map, and you're like, fucking hell, there's like 5 to 10 different planets. We've already seen the planets when you were flying in, so it's a really cool game.
Yeah.
It's Factorial and Galactic. You can like throw shit to other planets, man. It's cool.
It's one I want to check out. They're adding multiplayer at some point, is that right?
No, that's Riftbreaker.
I thought they were doing...
I hope they add multiplayer to Dyson Sphere.
Yeah,
because they're also eventually adding combat, which is the reason I keep playing Factorio. I like combat.
Yeah.
I want violence.
Quickly onto the topic of bad tutorials that they had to like
Sorry, yeah.
readjust. Monster Hunter Tri. So Monster Hunter World
Monster
was-
Hunter Try?
Monster Hunter Tri. So that's Monster Hunter 3.
Right, okay.
It's called Monster Hunter Tri TRI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Monster Hunter World was decent with its tutorials, a bit too invasive, but not as bad as it has been. So Monster Hunter Tri needed Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Needed Ultimate 3?
Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was a remake of Tri,
Okay.
just everything better. Right?
Right,
Absolutely
okay.
brilliant. When it came out on the Wii U and the 3DS, I loved it. But I didn't play Tri very much. But looking back at Tri, there's like 6 missions where you don't go and fight a big monster. And it's like,
Yeah, well, Monster
let's
Hunter game.
let's tutorialize these things, right?
Right.
So we'll go in, we'll do a mission. That's you done your mission. Come out. Go, do that way where it's like
Yeah,
in and out
yeah.
of missions.
You get, you're trying
It
to
does
get
that, but like 6 missions of like tutorialization and shit like that. And it does the thing where it's like, oh, there's a big monster there. You're nowhere near high enough level for that. Let's pull you back. And pull it out of there. Now
you
do some more
baby.
gathering missions.
Yeah, no.
And like full on does like 6 or 7. That's
It's too much.
I went back and listened to Yatsy's 0 Point Duration on it, and he's just like, this is awful.
Yeah,
This is
it's bad.
Actually,
Because World wasn't bad for that. It was the
no,
opposite.
yeah,
You
exactly.
land, obviously you land in it immediately after your ship crashes
Yeah.
or gets attacked by a really big sludgy dragon.
It's like, if you want to learn how to use each of these weapons, go into this little tutorial area. If not, just go have fun.
You can also just go have fun. But then it drops you in a mission, and then you do go gather.
Yeah.
You go kill 5 little things.
Yeah.
And then you get attacked by a big one.
By a big one, yeah.
And then we'll
So-
come back and kill it next time. And then
That-
literally next time
Yeah,
you go kill
that
it.
mission's a bit of a staple in Monster Hunter games. It's like in the older ones, the tutorialization took too long. That then you got it, and then it was like a couple missions later. It's just a nightmare.
Oh, did rain.
Either way, I think that's all we have time for
I was
today.
going to say it was going to rain today.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was fast.
Yeah, it was a fast one.
Yeah, that was
Enjoyed
really, that was good. There's a lot in there.
Let us know about your favorite and least favorite tutorials. We have been Cameron Squared. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.